everybody, it is Roosevelt Perspective here. Please scroll down, subscribe, join my Discord server if you have not already. Today is March 22nd, 2023, and today we're going to be taking a look ahead to the 2024 North Carolina gubernatorial election. Now, this is, there are 3 gubernatorial elections taking place in 2023 this year that I have already covered, so I figured why not take a look ahead to next year. Because there are a handful of governor races you can see that do coincide with the presidential election. But North Carolina here is only the truly competitive one as of now. A lot can change between now and then. You have a lot of solid Republican states, solid Democratic states. New Hampshire and Vermont both have a popular, I guess you could say, liberal Republicans, moderate Republicans, whatever you want to call them, that are popular in the blue states. Assuming they do rerun, these would likely remain Republican. If they don't, they would become more competitive. But North Carolina here is, as you can see, is a very much a competitive race. Battleground or toss-up in many cases, according to the major political sources. It's the only one that's truly in the middle of otherwise solid R and solid D. And popular Democratic Governor Roy Cooper, he is term limited, which makes this race wide open. You see, on the federal level, this state has been competitive recently, but it has more been Republican more than not. On the federal level, at least, you see 1980, it's red, and you shift like all the way to 2004, and it is still red for Bush by 12 points. But in 2008, amid Obama's big blue wave year, Obama very narrowly cracked the state by shifting it over 12 points. Now, in 2012, it was one of a few states that that flipped back to the Republicans. Mitt Romney won it by just 2 points, still a very competitive state in that cycle. 2016, Trump narrowly won it. 2020, Trump won it by an even narrower margin. So it has been competitive on the federal level recently, but it does lean Republican, though it is very competitive. The governor level, though, is interesting. You look at 2020, Roy Cooper won re-election by 4.5 points, but you look throughout recent memory, George Bush won North Carolina, but that did not matter. Democratic Governor Easley won by almost 6 points, and then won re-election by almost 12 points on the same ballot that Republican George Bush won by 12 points. So Democratic governors have already been successful here, and in 2008 it continued. But in 2012, the Republicans finally achieved this governorship by a comfortable margin with the Republican Governor McCrory. But in 2016, Roy Cooper very narrowly unseated him, took over that governor's mansion in 2016. And as I showed you, Roy Cooper won by 4.5 points in 2020 on the same ballot that you had Republican Senator Tillis win, and you had Republican President Trump win. So, the governor mansion has been more blue than not. Like, it'll be like 20 of the last 24 years, it has been blue. It has been Democratic, despite the fact that the state has been Republican more than not. So that kind of goes to show that it's an example that the governor's mansion is different. You have the presidential and Senate races are more about the national mood, whereas governor's races are more about who's running, who could appeal to the bipartisanship within that state. And the Democrats have succeeded at that in North Carolina these past several decades. And there are plenty of interesting candidates for both sides. The Democrats have already had one person declare in Josh Stein. He is their attorney general. They have some other potential candidates. Sherry Beasley, that she lost to Ted Budd, the senator, in the 2022 Senate race, and then Cal Cunningham, who a former state senator that lost to Senator Tillis in the 2020 Senate election. They are names that are known statewide, or a couple people who could challenge Stein on that ballot. For the Republicans, they actually have their incumbent Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson is a Republican, despite the fact that their governor is a Democrat, because their election system is a little bit different there in North Carolina. Mark Robinson has publicly expressed interest, and right now he is the front runner. But you also do have their state treasurer, who is a Republican. You have U.S. Representative Republican Mark Walker, who is declared interest, and a few other candidates. So both sides have elected statewide viable candidates who are looking to run. This is a very competitive race. Josh Stein has already received a lot of endorsements as the front runner from federal politicians, statewide politicians, though Governor Cooper has not endorsed him, not yet at least. We don't know what he'll do yet. The polling for this has Josh Stein in the lead, so he is the likely nominee, and he is an electable candidate. For the Republicans, Mark Robinson, the lieutenant governor, is the favorite, but again, they do have other elected Republican candidates who are good behind him if it comes to it. And the polling has it back and forth. I'll show you more in depth here on 538. These two are back and forth with the polling, and with the exception of one poll that was Republican sponsored, where Robinson won by 6, it is within 2 points each time. Even a Democratic sponsored poll has Republican Lieutenant Governor Robinson winning. So it's very back and forth. Who's gonna win? A lot can change between now and then. The national mood could totally play a big part in it, although it might not, because the national mood has been ignored in that state in 2000, 2004, 2016. North Carolina is not afraid to have a split ticket, as I have shown you. So it's really a toss-up, and it's the only true competitive state as of now for the governor level in 2024. It's interesting to see how this is going to shake up. So that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I've shown you why both parties can totally win it. So yeah, please, again, subscribe, join my Discord server if you have not already. Yeah, like, comment down. What do you guys think? This is Rust Belt Perspective, signing out.